Try to speak now, Jackson, just quick. Speak again.
Okay, so we're live. Greetings, everyone, and thank you once again for joining us here on Unity and Solidarity TV. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2024, and of course, my name is Bakari Makaru, and I have the pleasure to be your host this evening. So I want to welcome you all to another installment. We have a great discussion coming up, right? And before we start, I just have a few announcements. The first one is that I would love to just have a brief moment of silence for our brothers and sisters in the Congo, Sudan, Palestine, and Haiti, and all of our family in the global south who continue to suffer and resist against imperialism, racism, and white supremacy. Thank you very much. I would also like to take this opportunity to definitely pay honors and respect to the team of lawyers from Azania, South Africa, that filed a lawsuit at the International Court of Justice to argue that Israel is breaching the United Nations Convention on Genocide by killing Palestinians in Gaza and causing them serious bodily and mental harm and inflicting on them conditions of life calculated to bring about their physical destruction, right? And I would also like to say that it's my personal belief that those nations that supplied Israel with military aid should also be held accountable for the destruction that it has wrought upon our brothers and sisters in South Africa. So from us at Solidarity, Unity and Solidarity TV, I can only say maximum respect to South Africa. I also want to extend advanced birthday greetings to the late Honorable Dr. Walter Rodney, scholar, political activist, and Pan-Africanist par excellence. Family, I really want to encourage one and all to read and study the writings of Dr. Rodney. Let me also be so bold to state that no bookshelf is complete without Dr. Rodney's classic works, such as How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, Groundings with My Brothers, and History of the Guyanese Working People, amongst others, of course. In addition, I want to let you all know that on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024, which is tomorrow, Mindful Elevation Caribbean is holding another impactful and transformative discussion on domestic violence and restorative justice with Ms. Jamie Moril. And of course, your host will be Dr. Ramonda Hanza. The podcast starts at 7 p.m. St. Martin time, and you can find it on Facebook at mindful.elevation.caribbean. That's on Facebook. And last but not least, we will be back with you on Sunday, March 24, where we will be unpacking Russia's growing influence in Africa with Brother Clinton, a staunch Pan-Africanist from the motherland, Uganda. Family, on March 11, 2024, Haiti's unelected president, Mr. Ariel Henry, caved into the demands from armed groups and the international community and resigned. Despite his resignation, the violence, looting, and indiscriminate attacks on civilians, hospital, police stations, and of course the prison has intensified. Human rights violations, hunger, internal displacement, the outbreak of diseases, shortage of medical supplies, sexual violence, and the list goes on and on. Not forgetting that these issues have compounded existing issues such as high unemployment, chronic poverty, and lack of opportunities that has crippled our sister island for decades. Information reaching our attention informs that an alliance was formed, and you will forgive me if I mispronounce it, but I have my comrades here to correct me. An alliance entitled Vive Ensemble, Vive Ensemble, right? Which means live together according to the sources. And their objective, as expressed, was is to remove Mr. Henry from office and to oppose outside forces or foreign intervention from meddling in Haiti's internal affairs. It is now estimated that at least 80% of the capital is controlled by the armed groups. And I say armed groups intentionally. And during our discussion, we will go deeper into that. Shortly thereafter, CARICOM put together a presidential transitional group with the intention of setting a date for elections, establishing a security council, and a few others. And of course, the makeup of this particular transitional council consists of different stakeholders from social, political, and the private sector. But we'll definitely get into that very, very soon. To help me make sense of what's going on, I had to invite Mr. Jackson Dambreville and Miss Odeline Masson of the United Haitian Council. You would have remembered them from the last discussion we had where we talked about the intervention that was planned for Haiti last year. And so many developments has transpired since then. So I would like to start off by welcoming my guests and, of course, to thank them for accepting the invitation to be with us here this evening. Welcome, everyone. Okay, I think it's on mute. The mic is muted.
You have to unmute us.
Okay, I unmuted you. You're unmuted. For some strange reason, Jackson's is still muted. It
Good
says
evening,
that
everyone. Yeah, my name is Odeline Masson. I am the advisor of UHC, United Haitian Council. We are pleased today to this evening to be with you, Bakari, again to discuss what's next for Haiti and what's currently happening in Haiti. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jackson? Okay,
His mic is still
muted.
mute. You just have to unmute it.
Just unmute, bro.
Jackson, could you please unmute your mic?
Nothing yet?
Yeah.
No.
Echo is loud.
some feedback.
I tried to put him on the speaker with the WhatsApp. The echo that's one thing. Earlier on it was working, but now it's just not working.
Oh boy. Okay, let me see. Add to stage. Okay, Jackson, can you hear us? Can you hear us? You have to unmute.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. Welcome, Jackson, and thanks again for joining us.
We have two Jackson now. Isn't that great?
Okay. Okay, I see. I'm gonna remove one. Okay, let me see something here. Oh no, I can't
The one the
unmute.
mic is mute to remove.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'll remove the one. Oh wait. Let me not put ban before he can never come in again. Okay, you there, Jackson?
Perfect.
Okay, but we're still not hearing you.
Just now we heard him. It's strange. Maybe it only works when both Jackson is online.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Technologies.
Okay. How are we gonna handle this now? Is it possible to do it via WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll call him via WhatsApp again
Okay,
and put him on
do that and
speaker.
let's see how it goes.
Please answer, Jackson. Yes, we can. You can speak now.
So what's gonna happen now? You're gonna the echo gonna be like very loud.
Yeah. But how come just now you was on and you're no longer on? That's okay. It's just not working. It cannot work.
Wow.
Can you try to put him again, both of him, just like you did just now, even if we have to keep both? Because earlier
Okay,
on when we had
I don't
both of
mind
them,
that. He'll just have to sign into the other one. That's no problem.
Jackson, just sign into the other one, please. We are live. We came in back again. Yeah.
Okay, so let me start with you in the meantime
Yes.
while Jackson is making the necessary adjustments, right? So my first question, we're not hearing you, Jackson.
Need to log in on the other page, on the other one.
Okay, so my first question is, what were your thoughts regarding the resignation of Mr. Ariel Henry?
Regarding the resignation of Ariel Henry, it was a great thing because, for months now, that's what all the Haitian population everywhere in Haiti, abroad, I mean, in the diaspora, that's why we've been asking for Ariel to be, for him to resign, and it was never done. So when it happened, I guess everyone rejoiced. It was great news. Some people even come out the street to celebrate it. People pop champagne because it was like, it was a great thing. It's sad to say, but it's just to see how bad he was, and he was never wanted by the Haitian, I mean, Haitian communities, Haitian people overall. But it was as if he was imposed by the American, because it was with a tweet, an American tweet, that he was basically in power. So to answer your question, yes, it was a celebration for him to resign because he hasn't done not, I mean, anything at all for the country since he's in power. Only worsened situation. I mean, the
Okay.
situation of the country. Yeah.
So if my memory serves me right, one of the conditions that the armed groups um, announced was that if he doesn't resign, the country will be plunged into chaos, right? Civil war and everything. He's now resigned, and we've just seen that it seems as though the indiscriminate attacks has intensified.
Yeah.
What else could be a reason that we are seeing this unfold before our eyes?
So basically, what happened? It's very complex because the U.S. is still controlling everything. It just in the news because they control the news, they control everything. It just seemed as if Haitian people are just looking crazy, but it's not the case. What happened is, first thing, the people didn't want Ariel in power. Now Ariel is like, it's because of the gangs. They attacked the airport, and that's how Ariel wasn't able to land in the country. So everybody celebrate. But the problem is, even if Ariel is not there, and his resignation, if you really pay attention to it, he's not really resigned as yet, because he said he will basically transfer the power once the presidential council is um is approved. I basically, once they finalize. So at this point right now, he's basically doing nothing, and he just want to get exactly what he wants before he actually really resign. Um, because right now the people who are in power, they chose among them, because you have the party that is called Lavalas. Basically all of them are Lavalas, so it's still, they're basically gonna transfer power to the same people, to the same puppets, to the same people who have been in the politician, I mean in the political game, we will call it like that, forever. So it's nobody new. So it's the same people, basically they're going to transfer the power to. And that's why you see the US impose certain things, like for instance, they must accept the multinational force, when it's something that the people in majority do not want. Because we see, even in the last session we had, how it's in no way going to be um, benefiting Haiti or Haiti population on every level, like socially, economically. But yes, the US still want to impose that before approving the presidential council. So that's how crazy this is. and
And
and that's why now the people are frustrated, and even the gangs, because they feel as if they fighting. I mean, the people want the US out, out of Haiti's business. And so for them now, they still feel as if they are being controlled,
mm,
because they having something that they do not want. I mean, they
correct.
offering something that they do not want.
Correct, correct,
Mhm.
correct. And that brings me to another point with regards to the establishment of this transitional council. Um, to your awareness, right? Um,
Yeah.
is this the first time they've established a transitional council to, let's say, place Haiti back on the path of peace, stability, and security?
I mean, this is the first time I've seen, and I've seen such thing, and I believe that's why it's a shock to everybody, because it's unconstitutional. It's just like things that they just put together, because we are living in a democratic country, and it's like the people don't have a say. And so it's a first time we're seeing that, and it's not okay. So I believe, if I speak for Haitian people overall, they feel as if CARICOM is this CARICOM and the US are deciding for Haiti. As you could see when they had the last meeting, there was no Haitian representative there. That's how crazy it is that they are deciding for Haiti without even having one Haitian person at the table. So it is a first. It is shocking. It is insulting to um, to the population that is a free country, a democratic country, and with the Haitian pride, and Haitian people feel like we fought for independence. We shouldn't have people always interfering um in our politics. Like, let us do it our way. And we believe our way will be the right way because we understand the situation of the country. So that's how it's perceived. Yeah.
But then what do you say to persons that would inform or yeah, inform that there were conversations with stakeholders from Haiti, with different organizations for Haiti, and they've now formed this council, and several organizations are part of this council? What would you say to that?
Um, you for instance, up like the this council have supposed to have 9 members, and as I'm speaking now, I for I they have 2 observers from last I've seen, and I think so far 5 gave the name. The still Mason is still not fully complete yet because it's a fight. 1 minute, so for instance, you have Moise Jean Charles, who actually is one of the his political party is called Petit Dessalines. So he withdrew himself and denounced the CARICOM um, offer to have the presidential council. He said he's against that. He's a free man and Haiti is a democratic country. He was against it. He said this is a mess. And that's when the people I guess feel more infuriated. And after that, they have videos online where basically he's admitting that those country called him and they basically told him he had to be part of it, as if he had something, they had something on him, he was doing it. But it's so ugly in the public to see how these international powers, like how they just enjoy to manipulate those leaders with those corrupt leaders. So now
Yes.
he's just joined. It's a big debate right now. All that to say, it is not settled yet, and this is not the only offer that was, I mean, proposition that was made, because on the other side, he was with Guy Philippe, which is the popular politician, basically leader that, like by survey, like more than 90% of the country is saying that they want him to be the leader. And when the US now say that they don't want him to be part of it because of his history with being in jail and stuff like that, and not some of the Haitian people, they like divided on that, but in majority they still want him because they say he's the one who understand the people, who carry out the voice of the people, and they feel as if they cannot trust these other politicians because they are proven to be corrupted. They say one thing today and the next day they say something else. So this is really really a mess. And even though they have this presidential council, the problem would be how they're going to do the installation, because if the people do not want it, the gangs do not want it, and clearly, as we can see, the police is very weak right now. I mean, all the forces. Um, we don't see how this is how it's going to work. So it's really pure division. Yeah.
So what exactly do the armed groups want?
What exactly? Can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah. So what exactly, like say for example, in the event that the masses are suspicious of the presidential transition council, right? And then we've heard many persons come out to publicly denounce the presidential transition council. One has even threatened to form their own council, right?
Yeah.
Because he believes that it would be more representative. Okay. So my question is, because love it or not, the armed groups have they have a lot of influence in the capital, from what I understood. So they are a force to be reckoned with, right?
Yeah.
Do you see a way to engage these particular groups with the hope of brokering a ceasefire?
Honestly, I believe, if I'm speaking personally, I just want what's best for Haiti. And when I look at it, as a Haitian descent, I believe every Haitian in the diaspora wants to see what's best for Haiti. And we are at a situation that is very complicated. And we have to see what is better suited. For instance, I would say,
Okay, I think your camera froze, or it's the internet
give
connection on
Philippe
my.
now what for that he wants to find. You can hear me now? He wants to go to the roots. He wants to see to find out who's given the guns, who given these yeah, the guns, the firearms, etc. So he offered the gangs to give them amnesty by giving that information, and maybe they would have some years in prison, and like that they could give back their guns. And if they believe it's not just killing the gangs, because you're going to still have gangs, but you need to go to the roots of the problem, because Haiti do not produce guns, Haiti do not produce bullets. So if we have to solve the problem, we have to go to the roots. And that I agree with, because I see it make complete sense. um but when it comes to, we already discussed it, when it comes to the multinational force, it wouldn't work. I mean, we know for so many reasons why it wouldn't work. For instance, they don't speak the language. That's already one. They don't know the field. The gangs become, I mean, they only expand with the prison break that happened recently. So it's really, you understand. So not to bring a multinational force, it would have been a disaster. I mean, too many civil, would die for no reason in this exchange. It becomes too big of a thing, and then for sure the multinational force is for now even more not the solution. Yeah,
Okay, but just to backpedal a bit when it comes to reaching out to the armed groups, right? And
yeah,
trying to find out where the weapons are coming from, because
yeah.
there are many reports, right? And I can quote a few sections for you. There are many reports that pinpoint the states that these weapons originate from, right? They pinpoint some of the locations on the
Hmm.
island where these illegal weapons are entering, and so forth and so on. Some of them even went on, right, to link, right, certain groups and the local elites, right, with these smuggling and trafficking of weapons. All right. So it's always, it seems a bit weird to me that there's discussions about where they're coming from, and seemingly everybody in the international community knows where they are coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really not a public secret. So I want to submit to you that any support, any way of stopping the violence in Haiti, we need to look to the north, right? We need to look to the north, right, and get it at the source. The
Yeah.
gentlemen and the women who Guy Philippe is talking to, they are just pawns on the chessboard of imperialism, if I may say so myself. You see,
Hmm.
ultimately, it is the West who is sponsoring this. That's my humble opinion. And again, if you want, I can
Okay.
quote some stuff for you, for your listeners, which I thought was very insightful.
Hmm.
So for example, let me just put it up here. For example, we learned that in 2020, it is estimated that, quote, 270,000 illicit firearms are circulating in Haiti and fueling the ongoing conflict. As a matter of fact, a report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime entitled Haiti's Criminal Markets Mapping Trends in Firearms and Drug Trafficking informs us that increasingly sophisticated and high caliber firearms and ammunition are being trafficked into Haiti amid unprecedented and rapidly deteriorating security situations. And Haiti remains a
Mm-hmm.
transshipment country for drugs, primarily cocaine and cannabis, which are mainly used to enter the country via boat, plane, arriving through public, private, and informal ports, as well as clandestine runways. And that's just a piece of it. All right, that's just a piece of the report. It's about 40 something pages. It's great reading on a rainy day, right? So
Yeah.
I only put that forward to say that if the international community is truly serious,
Mm-hmm.
is truly sincere about stopping the violence, then they need to go to Florida, they need to go to Texas, they need to go to California, amongst others, right? And stop those hot spots, right? They need to stop it
Mm-hmm.
from there because if the armed groups even have drones
Mm-hmm.
and they're using these drones for different purposes, we know that this is truly a high stakes game. It's truly a high stakes game. But
Mm-hmm.
something that keeps coming up all the time is that
Yeah.
why is this conflict allowed to go on for so long?
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me out because I have different theories, but maybe you can help me out. Why is it going on so long? Despite the millions of aid,
Mm-hmm.
okay, despite all of the meetings, work groups, councils, everything, the
Yeah.
best and brightest minds are working on this for decades, and we haven't seen a problem. We haven't seen a solution, sorry. Why is that?
I mean, the reason is very obvious, especially to every Haitian, because if you know the history of Haiti, I believe you know very well. Haiti was the first Black nation to fight for its independence, and the colonizers, talking about France and in the U.S. and Canada and all these big powers, they forever will never forgive Haiti for this. And you could see Haiti is paying the price because with Haiti, they want to set an example to the world. Like, if you try to stand up to us, and this is what gonna happen to you. I remember this the last I was in it was in Martinique, yeah, because I lived in Martinique, and they was having a protest, and they were like, we're so fed up of the French and this and that. They want to control us. They want to kick us out of our islands and stuff like that. And a group say we need to get our freedom. And this lady stood up. She said, "Freedom? You want us to be independent? Haven't you seen what they've done to Haiti?" So you see, they just and this topic was like this idea was just erased on the table. And I was so shocked by this, and I was like, wow. So you could really see it, like that fear that they carried of um it's working because they all say no, we don't want to be like Haiti because Haiti was the pearl of the island, I mean of the Caribbean. We used to call it the pearl of the island, and Haiti is so rich, Haiti. It's so always so funny when people say Haiti is poor because I always say every Haitian person is a millionaire based on our resources, with all the iridium, all the resources that there is in Haiti, and how expensive these resources are. Like, um, we shouldn't be, I mean, in a situation like that. So that's one of the reason is because Haiti, an island, a small island, Black people fought big France and Napoleon, so they can't swallow that. And just to move to the second thing, is because of Haiti resources. That's the next thing. And we could clearly see who the insecurity works for. It's for these giants. I don't know if you've seen Haiti is so poor, but it just so happened that in the poorest country in a small island that the US decided to build their biggest embassy, it's in Haiti. I mean, you have so many confessions how they would carry things like big trucks they would see driving at night to go to the embassy, or digging under the sea. Like, there's so many things happening. So all that to say, it becomes very clear to all Haitians, and there's this idea as well that they want to destroy Black people, because there was this audio that came out from one of the mulat is to say mulatto. So some have issues, not all of them, but they thinking they are superior to Black people, like dark skinned people. And he was basically saying that they need to destroy the Black, and then to reproduce with a few Blacks to have more mulattoes, so they could erase the dark skinned ones. So that's a theory as well. And when we see for real how it's happened with all the disease, the cholera, and all these things that always, more and more Haitians are dying. So you start to question these things and saying, no, it's not something that they're just saying, but it's actually happening. Because we could see clearly it's not only we suffer because of imperialism, racism, because you see two different treatment when things are happening in Ukraine and when it's happening in Haiti. It's definitely not the same thing. And Haiti is a smaller island, and like you said, they see the roots of the issues, but they clearly don't want to help because everything is coming from them, because it become obvious that it's clear that they are part of it. They are the issue, but they don't want to do nothing about it because it benefits them. Yeah.
And next to that, right? If I'm not mistaken, I read about the United Nations Security Council placing an embargo, right, on
Yeah.
illegal weapons going to Haiti, right? And you read all of these nice sounding press releases about what the different governments are doing, but then yet the armed groups possess the more I don't want to say the more sophisticated, but very modern,
Yeah. More
machinery.
sophisticated indeed.
Yeah, very sophisticated.
Yeah.
And they are literally going to war, right, with the national police.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you just shared a theory with me. I'll share a theory with you. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
saddened that Jackson can't, be part of this conversation. 'Cause I can see him boiling,
I hope
wanting
he
to
still try. I hope he still try to
right?
because it
But
would be nice to of course to hear his opinion as
of
well.
course, of course, of
Um,
course.
I think you should still try Jackson to log in.
I'm trying. I'm still trying,
Hey,
man.
Oh, we
we're
can hear
hearing,
you now. Look at this.
No, no kidding. No, 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 no,
we're
no.
hearing you.
You guys
We
can
can
hear
hear
me.
you for real.
No kidding.
No,
So
no,
it
no,
was
Yeah.
we
you,
can hear you.
you guys were spitting in all alone, just to not having me. I don't get it.
Come on,
Sounds
Jackson,
good.
come in. Rock
It's
and
a
come
good
in.
thing I
Rock and
said
come
it
in.
and you're
Share
Sounds
your
here.
good.
thoughts
Yeah.
about the discussion.
Oh man. So I know I come a little late in this, and let me reintroduce myself. My name is Jackson Dambreville, the president of the United Nations Council. And also tonight we have this is our second time in the show, Bakari. Thank you for having us. And we have Odeline have a very great debate, and I was there listening, and I'm amazed by your opinion about the situation. Yeah, so far, yeah, we're doing good, and I'm so happy that you guys can hear me. So, if any questions you want to address that directly to me or my opinion, so I'm open to this, Bakari.
Yeah, so give your opinion about what was discussed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So for me, and I understand Odeline viewpoint, understand that situation, but for me, I don't, because it's very unpredictable what may happen, what's gonna happen, because the situation in Haiti now, this is not something you can say It's like you watching a soccer game. Very tense. You don't know who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. You know. And for me, the population so need to win, and the only way for us to win, as I always say, is going through elections. You know, and it's unfortunate after more than 200 years of independence, and for us to have our own elections is have to be financed by the international. It's unfortunate. It's clear that you can place your own president when you're not the one who organize your own election.
Sadly.
So it is unfortunate, but so far we see we have Guy Philippe. He's a former military guy. He's actually that show with the power or the power of Aristide, and he's been elected as in parliament. Before he even get to parliament, he get arrested for drugs, whatever the accusation. So far, I call it an accusation, and he's been in jail. So now go back. He went back to Haiti now. So, in my honest opinion, can we really trust or believe a gentleman who was in jail in the U.S. for so long, and then all of a sudden he become the hero of the country? It's very scary. We don't know exactly where they're gonna take us, because when we have so many other potential leaders in the country, and I think, in my honest opinion, this is a scenario they created to create a hero. And look, all the gang members, they become or preferred guys back then, and back there. So the whole situation is messed up. We don't know exactly where this is gonna take us. That's what I say. Honestly, anything we can say right now is speculation, because as I always say, I'm not an political expert, but what is going down there now, it's all played out. For me, it's all games. They're playing games with the population, you know, because the prime minister, I'm not going to even say, as Odeline says, he's not even a former prime minister. Technically, he's not resigned as yet. He will resign when they have a council. Okay, and how come is all of a sudden now he went out and cannot come back to the country, when he went several times outside of the country and easily come back, but this time, and something that's even I don't understand, how come all of a sudden also all the gang members, they united? Who called them to be united? They united based on what? There's a lot of questions we need answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Odeline wants to add anything.
Um, if I should add anything, what I would say, first of all, I understand Jackson point of view, and it's valid. Everybody think different, but I've been observing things up close, because one thing is, these gangs, they are not heroes, and I don't think they would never, because of what they've done in the past. But we cannot take away the fact that they are the reason why Ariel is not in Haiti right now. Even if other political parties are trying to say um, it's trying to get the credit, but we know it's because of them. And one thing that they've done, because like you said, many time in the private sector, they will say that, and even the president, before he passed away, he mentioned it. He said that there are about, I think he said, 12 families who are the one associated with bringing firearms in the country and so on. And he was preparing that, I believe, to do a big reveal to expose them. And one thing that the gangs say is that they will, now they understood the game, they will use the guns that they have given them, and they will point it at those who give it to them. And that's how now you see they going up in some areas like Pétionville, in La Boule, in places like that. This is the places where you have the bourgeois. This is where they live, and all the time the insecurity was always affecting, the mass, like in the population in the ghettos, if you want, and things like that. Now that is done, so for the people, they feel like they can trust, but they still not trusting them at the same time. So like Jackson say, we're still observing to see how this thing is going to unfold. And um and to talk about Guy Philippe, as you were saying, it would be hard to believe in why is this guy was in the US. He just show up and he want to lead. And because when Guy Philippe started, he said he wanted to start a revolution, because that's his word. He wanted everything to it's a revolution. He wanted a change because the people wanted a change. And there wasn't really much people, I mean, the political parties protesting against Ariel Henry. It's as if, even if things were going really bad in the country, it's as if everything was okay. All those who were on the street who were protesting when Jovenel Moise was in power, an elected president, he could not even finish his time.
Um,
But you could see there is now all the political party, they are just silent, and I just buy them out. And now when Gifley come now, and it comes like a hope for the people, like, because he's the one who ignite that fire and tell the people, like, bringing that revolution thing and say, we want to change. And all that to say, so it's in that sense, and I said, why would he come and bring the change when everything was silent and nobody was really saying nothing besides Claude Joseph and Moise Moise Jean Charles, who call himself Petit Dessalines. Um, why they, even if they come together at the end to start to protest with Gifili, but it wasn't that intense. So it's really when Gifili come in the scene, that's when you really feel like the people were moving. They weren't really listening. I have videos online where you would see he went to Wanamit, where they have the canal thing. He had so many people there. So all that, to just to add to it, that's why I to just and just to add to what to Jackson was saying with his doubt, that I understand, but that alone is I will question, why would he do that if everything was going well according to what the West wanted? Nobody was really bothering Ariel Henry. Yeah. Besides the people who was always protesting and asking for him to get out of power. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jackson.
So I believe in every situation, a leader will rise. Okay. And Guy Philippe is a very smart guy, and he choose, or he sees the opportunity to become that person. And he have, I can say, I've excuse my language, they have the balls to do it, because I've done it before with Aristide. And he tried this again. But in my honest opinion now, when you have a guy with no political background, never been a leader before, all he knows is like fighting, as a from the army. And where exactly, let's say, become the president of the country, where exactly a gentleman like this can lead the country really? Okay, because for a very long time we have a diplomatic rapport with the U.S. And when you have guys that's coming against the U.S., I'm not saying we cannot negotiate with the U.S., but we need to negotiate differently. Okay, because when you have this guy become the president, what coming next? Because right now everybody is in that trend, revolution, revolution. So do you have a plan after revolution? Because right now anybody can become a leader. Kill Ariel Henry, and then you become a leader. So what's coming next? So that's exactly that's exactly what I'm saying. And then um, Guy Philippe in that situation place himself to be the president, or to become the leader. And it's not gonna be that easy, because as you mentioned, Petit Dessalines already against it, and we go back to the same situation again. And I think um, election is not possible right now. The proposition
Yep.
of Ariel Henry, even though I'm so against him, what has been done in the past, what we need now, because it's not the last time this happened. Sometimes when a situation comes, it wasn't no provision in the Constitution, they need to come with a solution. In 1986, after the baby doc, so they have a electoral, they have a council was there and to lead to elections. I think right now this is not a time for elections. I think right now is a time everybody can join the table, and the proposition of the prime minister is not a bad one. So now it's so caught up. Everybody want to be the leader. Everybody want to be the voice. That's the problem now. And my whole thing is a cover up. In the cover up, in the sense, when you have the gang that killing people, the uncountable numbers that they kill between the time of the of Ariel time, and now they united. But the fact that you did the united, we almost forget all the bad have been done before. We that close to forgive them, and
Yeah.
that was it's a trap, it's a game, and we all losing because they want the amnesty, and they have it without ask for it. They don't even ask for it, and this is what we see happening now. We think our problem was Ariel, so Ariel knows exactly wasn't coming back. He knew it. It's a game. It's well planned. Because if Ariel had to leave the country and say, "Okay, I resign," they know it'll be a chaos. They're going to leave. He can leave. He can only live in the country, and if he have to leave, they will go and kill him at the airport. So that was a very nice transition. They know, and he knows this is already coming back. Well planned. So now he's not in the country now. He's not in Haiti. So now they need to prepare the next. And who's behind all this? Prepare the next transition is we're gonna have the gang, and I guarantee you, look barbecue now. Barbecue can work anywhere. Applauding like everybody like and on his side. And whatever his name, who have the help me with this Izo. So
Oh,
all those guys
he's
they
on.
become yeah. So now they become so popular now. For now, is that we, as I mentioned, we almost forget all the bad that they've been doing, and is a very sad situation when we have a country where the masses they don't really have a head of a mind on their own to think, and now anybody can become a leader, and we forget everything. So it's very very sad, and I don't know where exactly this thing gonna end because, as I said, everything we said right now is speculation because there's hands, there's big mind behind what's going on right now in Haiti. Because we can debate all night, we can say whatever we want, and in a week, in a day, in a month, the whole situation may change. Okay, because the last time when we was in your show, Bakary, we was expecting to have a force from Kenya going to Haiti. Where that force now?
Correct.
It's out of the table. So now maybe a third time when we come back, we might have election. A
Who
fourth time
knows?
when we come back, who knows? That's what I'm saying. Because right now everything we say is speculation because we don't not say we like the Haitian people, they're not really the one that decide for the country. And they know how to play us so well. They can create a situation and change the whole scenario.
Hmm.
And if the US, the Canada, they want to give us a leader, they can create one. They create a situation to create a leader. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's happening now. That's what I say. I don't trust none of them. It could be Ariel and Guy Philippe from the stats. He shows that that 36 shows is he will be like 90% of the population. So how can you base on Only people in Port-au-Prince, so say the 90, it's 11 million people. How you get the statistic from? From like 2,000, 5,000 people going on the street, and you say 90% of the population?
Yeah.
And where there's a places in the country, you can even go there. How do you meet the population?
Yeah.
90% stat, where you get the statistic from?
Yeah.
So they give you a stat, they put it in your head to make you believe. And the more we say it, we know that, oh, he's very popular. And the guy is not popular in Haiti.
Yes. That I don't know if you watch TV to say he's not popular. Even the American themselves, I mean, everybody have to recognize that. We have to be honest. He is. He's the only politician that is the most popular. We have to give that to him. That we cannot take away from him.
No. There's a
He is the most popular. You know it's true.
No, I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know he's the most popular. I don't know that. As I mentioned, you cannot have a statistic about 11 million people or 12 million Haitian people, and you tell me 90% of the population want him to be president. Where do you have that stats from? Where?
That stats was done.
You reach out to 10 million people? 10 million people in what? In 2 days? In a month? In a week? This is a kind of start that I don't believe in it. And I think they want to create a leader, and I'm not a part of this thing, thinking that is the most. I'm not saying he's not popular, but the 90% of the population want him to be president. I don't know where they get that number from. I don't know.
Tell us, Odeline, where they get that number from?
Okay. If for instance, like for instance on the radios, on TV, everywhere, like they will conduct surveys where people would go, they would put on the YouTube thing, or if you want Guy Philippe to select. So now this is where now they combine even people who are against him, like radio station, they have to give it to him, like all the population. When he have his protests, like there are videos, like even I have the videos on my page, you would see the amount of people who would be after him for the protest. No other leader can do that. I could understand you said, for instance, all these people who are part of the council, let them gather 100 people, 100% each. Can they do that? But if you ask him, bring together all over, can he gather 100,000 person? For sure he can. So that's already proven that he's really popular. That's we talking about some big numbers. I understand what you're saying, Jackson. It's of course it would never be the 11 million people. It's just like when you have election, you would have like how to say that, those people those who vote, who are part of the vote or part of the survey, things that they've studied online, on the medias, and on the street by seeing the amount of people out there protesting. So that's how I believe they do the estimate. Yeah.
Or former president that get assassinated, right? Become popular after his death.
Yeah.
He was president less than a million. Okay, he became president of a country less than a million people, not even half a million. I don't remember the numbers, but
yeah,
it was less than a million. Not even 800,000. Not even 700,000. Become the president of a country of over 10 million people, 11 or 12 million. So
that's how votes hard, Jackson. Just like here in the country when.
So now, if I understand you well, your stats is based on Facebook and YouTube.
It's not based on
to answer back our questions. It's a YouTube statistic then. It's a YouTube and Facebook stats.
No, she did say, Odeline did mention that the radio stations also seemingly supports the gentleman and a few other mediums. I recall hearing that also. Correct me if I'm wrong, Odeline.
Yeah.
But listen, there's a few radio stations also that's against him. But all I'm saying is not about who's with or against him. Our concern is what's next. Okay,
Yeah.
because you cannot just based on the population chose him because you want to fight. Because the only reason people go behind of him, as I mentioned again,
It's
is
a
because
controversy.
he's against, and he's the only one that really stand up. And the fact that he done it before with Aristide, and he used the same strategy to be against Agia. If tomorrow somebody doing the same thing, it's gonna be the same story. So now our question is, because let's not be blind, because I understand if we in a very desperation time, all we need peace, we need food, we need security. That's all we're looking for. In having a guy like Guy Philippe or any one of them, if they're able to bring this peace that we're looking for. Do they have any political background to really bring to the table? Do they really like great negotiators, like to negotiate, like to have some diplomatic rapport with other countries? This is what we want. I'm not saying I'm against the gentleman personally, but we need to be really smart and very pay attention to the situation, because don't let the trend of we call revolution, one guy against Ariel. Get Ariel out is not a revolution. The revolution is the whole system, you know, because you don't have an Ariel today, they will create another one tomorrow. And the same Guy Philippe could be worse than Ariel tomorrow. And the same population is gonna get up and say, and we don't want him there. And we've been seeing this story since 1986. Okay, I was probably 9 years old. So I keep seeing the same story over and over and over and over. So that's the reason we need to be like really smart about it. And the Guy Philippe trend, I don't believe it. And I don't think they're gonna take us anywhere. I think what we really need right now is every hand on deck. Because we have so many intellectuals in this country, so many people who can think for the country. Why one guy, the fact that he want to fight Ariel and he's become the number one? So we're not gonna have election based on that headed right now. I think honestly, everybody should join together and have a council, and from there we can go for honest election. And after the election, who may the best win? And we're gonna have
But
a
then, but then, but then, Jackson,
yes.
how do
Hmm.
you then agree with the
Hmm.
council, or having a council
Hmm.
that explicitly states that you have to be in agreement with intervention?
Mhm.
You
So
see, because
when I
that to
when I
me,
say, hmm,
that to
yeah, go ahead.
me, right? It's a very hard condition.
Hmm.
Okay, it's a very hard condition because you may have people, right, because of their morals, their principles, do not want intervention, but they want to be an actively involved, right,
Hmm.
with supporting the transition. You see what I'm saying? And because of that condition, I feel you are
Hmm.
going to create fractions. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have spin-offs where
Hmm.
it will, I'm hoping it doesn't defeat the purpose, because you might have some groups say, you know what, they're imposing, they're interfering with our sovereignty. We should have the freedom to express ourselves, right? We are not getting that. And guess what? That's going to be very attractive, right? It's going to be very attractive. It's going to be nice to the ears of a lot of young people or whomever. And the support might shift from, I mean, I doubt they have any support right now anyway, but it might gravitate towards these others who are
Hmm.
speaking a type of language that they want to hear. You see what I'm saying? So I think look, I've been reading the Montagna Accord,
Hmm.
right? and they seem to have outlined a number of steps. I didn't get to dig into it. I just scanned it, right?
Mhm.
But it seemed to have outlined a number of steps. And from what I gathered, it took them about between 6 months to 2 years to put this together. It's really a step-by-step process.
It
You
is.
understand?
It is.
And it
Be-
involved many sectors of the Haitian community. Many sectors.
So
Unlike, yes.
yeah, we're singing the same song, Bakri. Maybe
Okay,
I didn't make myself clear. When I say the
okay,
council, I'm not saying the council have to be on Ariel Henry's term. And I'm against
okay,
also the intervention. No, we are
okay,
no. I'm against it also. I'm not
okay,
saying the council have to be the way Ariel Henry wants it. No.
okay.
We need a council, no matter what. We
Yeah,
have to, we need
okay.
it without an intervention because we are a sovereign country. Okay,
That's correct.
you see what I mean? But when I say the council, I'm not saying on Ariel Henry's term, not at all.
Okay,
But this is
okay.
the first step. As you're talking about the Accord of Montana Accord, yes, they've been working on it. It's something similar to that. So everybody need to be on board
Yes.
because we don't want right now the fact that we create a leader and he become the president. It's a trap. We can't go there. No, we want to make sure that there's a transition. The prime minister is no longer there, and then now we have a council come from a different sector, from different political party, and now you have a council. Then we can go to election, fair election, because there's a lot of good leader out there. There's a lot of good intellectual out there. There's people. I'm so against the fact that one situation create a leader and then bam, he become the president without really take time to go by. We just need to go by steps because we need to see Petit Dessalines going to the election. We need to see Jean-Claude Joseph and everybody. We need to see everybody. We
Oh
need a fair
boy.
election. We don't need just like, oh, 90% of the population is this guy put in there. No, it's not gonna work.
Okay.
It's not gonna work.
Odeline?
Um, the thing is, in a normal
Mhm,
country, let me put it
mhm,
like this. What
mhm,
Jackson said, I would totally agree with. But the thing is,
mhm,
when it comes to Haiti, it's so
mhm,
complex with the evil you have to deal with. Because when you take this console itself, you have this guy called
mhm,
Jean Fritz. This guy is responsible for stealing Haiti reserve, like gold reserve. And this is somebody who would put in power. I mean, like, if we go by them one by one,
mhm.
they are the corrupt themselves. It's like at
Yeah.
this point,
Oh,
how you
yes, I
want the
agree.
people to
Mhm,
accept people because they are in so-called they are the intellectual, they have political background, but with their political background, look what they've done to the country. They put
mhm,
guns and there's armed forces. They are part of it. Right now they have video releasing, they have audio releasing with these so-called leaders who were supposed to trust because they are educated. They are the one who's giving the guns. Like, how you still, because they have a suit on, you feel like they should, it's almost as if they should be approved. It's like we have two devils we're dealing with. The political parties are bad, they are corrupted, they were the leader, they were the ones responsible to bring stability to, they have that responsibility. We at the
mhm,
same time, we're not defending the gun, the armed forces, because what happened is we all know they've done bad. We all have been victim, like, like have been impacted by them, affected in on some shape or form. So you see the situation now at the
mhm,
same time, you have the presidential council that is led by the US. It's purely the US decision. They choose who they approve to be in there. Ariel have to give his last say. It's like removing Ariel and put seven other Ariels. Like, this not it's just not making any sense. Only thing we would say, it's like bring a new class of political people. I would say yes to that. But we still having the same people we're trying to fight to get rid of these traditional politicians. So now the people is not like they are crazy. They're like, okay, let's just join the gangs. But when they see the gang take that action to point their guns on these people, because they are looking now for the ministers who have to give them the guns, they're not saying like, yeah, we love the gangs, but in a way, they are just because they already have the power, so people cannot fight them. Because let's see, for instance, when we had the population coming out to protest against Ariel now take the police. The police was fighting the people. They shooting like journalists. We see it on the news. The army, the same thing. They say they're not gonna come help the people. But as soon as the elite was attacked, now we see the police force out. Now we see they have guns. Now we see to fight questioning. So we have to deal with the reality of the country. It's not what we say and what we have. The other one is good and perfect. None is good. None is perfect. They're all bad. They all have their baggage, you know. But what we're looking at now, it's I guess the focus now is to find out, is not to fight the gangs, to break the system, to destroy the system, is to find those people where the guns are coming from. We need somebody to denounce. We need these people to be arrested. That is the focus. The political thing, the council, this is not going to solve the issue. We've seen it. That's not, we live it over again and again and again. Every time we're about to tackle the root of the issue, they bring all this constitution, all these beautiful lyrics that we've heard, and we fall on that trap. Now we have to really, the people become very radical because they don't even want to go through, because we know these people are not respecting the constitution regardless. So they're saying we want something radical. That's why it's not like I am pro Guy Philippe or it's not, I'm just looking what he's offering. So if his offer base, we're looking at the presidential council, there's nothing they offer that's good. First of all, what they offer to bring the multinational force. That is a no-no. We cannot agree to that. And they offer to put 7 people in power in a country that already have serious economical issues. Like, we have to think of their wives. You know, they come for the interest. We already know who they are because they have robbed the country before. So what do we expect now? And up until now, we see how they can never come together for the benefit of the country. That's what the Haitian people have to deal with. And it's very important. It's not to think that I had to break it down like that. So you have to see what the Haitian people have to deal with. Now that the gangs are attacking the untouchables, the elites, these people who are in power, because they cannot be touched. They have they control the judicial system. They always have the US to protect them. They just give them sanction, but are they arrested? No.
Okay. Let me make 2 points there. Okay. First, I think the whole country, it's just bias. Okay, the whole country, because we always say, "Oh, we need to know where the gun came from." We all know, but everybody just afraid to say it. From Guy Philippe to the elite to everybody. Not one time we have a leader that's come out and said the exact truth, because they all afraid they don't cancel their visa.
Yeah, I guess.
All of them. Okay?
So I'm back. I don't know what happened.
No. Let me finish. From all of them, not one have the balls. Because when the gang say we're gonna turn the gun to who give them the gun to us, how many people they kill with the gun in the elite? Name me one. They just
How
talk.
many what?
From the elite or the mulatto, the 12 family that's so-called control the country. Did they kill any one of them?
No, they didn't kill none of them yet.
Yes
but,
or no? Did they kill any one of them? Did they
no, but
kidnap
let me just,
any one of them? No, say yes or no question. Did they kidnap any one of them?
No, I just told you no.
Okay,
And
they don't.
They
don't.
No, so but what I wanted to.
It's just talk. It's just talk just to get the masses The
Can I
population
just
being
finish what my sentence? Just let me just finish the sentence. They didn't kill none of them, but as you can see,
Mhm.
you see they fleeing out of the country. You see that their house have been destroyed, and I'm not celebrating the killing them or anything like that, but it's
Mhm.
something that you have never seen before that's happening because the insecurity you used to always affected the mass. Because when we're talking about the elite, there's not so many of them, and you know that they have the police. Look, exactly the example I was given. You have the
Mhm.
police giving them security and the army. Once they are attacked, once their stores and things are attacked, the police are sitting in front of their stores. But even the army. But how come when the people now call the police to come help them, they don't do it? So you see, it's as if the police is working directly with the private sector. They feel attacked only when really attack when the private sector get attacked. That's when you see they really come out in full force. And that's something that the population have noticed. That's nothing something I guess all of us have noticed.
Mhm.
Or whenever like Ariel Power was attacked, you see how they come, they attack the people, they shooting the people. They were very violent, and they even they even killed some 5 base paramilitarian who were against what was happening, Ariel unconstitutional illegal power. So all that to say is not that I'm trying to take for one or going against. I'm observing just like everyone, but I have to be realistic and see which offer seems to be more realistic, which offer really um, is constructive when it comes to construction. It's constructive. I have to use that word when it comes to the situation that the people are facing right now. That's the thing. Because even if these people, the presidential council, they are in power, how are they going to function? Do you honestly think they have the solution? Let's be realistic. They do not have it. They're just there for their benefit. So
So give
I
me
just
what the
wanted to
solution
break it
plan
down just
is.
so we could see the what exactly the people have to face. And at the end of the day, I believe if Haiti is a sovereign country, it's an independent country, whatever the people want, they should have what they want. And for another country or foreign country to come dictate who can be part of it and who cannot be part of it, say in the US or CARICOM whatsoever, it is not okay. It will never be okay. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Jackson?
Yeah. So to go back to what I was saying, it's exactly the same thing for me. It's both. You know, when you have to deal with both devil, you need to come with a third one,
Mhm.
because give me a Guy Philippe right now is unacceptable, and give me the council to the way they want it is also unacceptable. Okay, so they need to revent, have a third, have a third option.
What's the third
Yes,
option?
you cannot have in just election right this second. It's not gonna work. It's gonna
Well,
Exactly.
I
create the
don't
same.
think
He's
I
gonna
don't
create this
think
problem again. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't think that they're sorry. I don't think they're gonna have election anytime soon.
No,
You
it's
know,
not gonna happen.
if
It's
it's
not gonna
if it, I
happen.
don't even think it will be next year, to be quite honest, because
I don't know.
usually they would need at least 2 years to figure things out.
Okay.
You understand? At least two
Yeah.
years. So I'm not
Yeah.
seeing that. All right. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, though, I am concerned, right, that
Mm-hmm.
it might not be a different result. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because clearly money needs to be made. Okay, because
Mhm.
all of these interventions, they bring in money, and
Mhm.
usually it is the capitalists and the imperialists who benefit from it.
Correct.
Exactly.
Not
Okay,
not the
so there is
homeless.
no interest to really fix the problem. It sounds nice. It really does. It sounds great. The meetings and so forth sounds really nice.
Mhm.
But they've been doing it for so long, and
Yeah.
the result has been the same. And now
The
look at
same.
this, yeah. You
Mm-hmm.
know things are serious when pro-American magazines, okay, pro-American websites are telling you what they're doing is complete rubbish. Let me pull up real quick,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let me pull up real quick an
Mhm.
article or a piece of an article entitled "The U.S. is preparing to outsource invasion in Haiti," and this is on foreignpolicy.com. Okay, and they
Mhm.
are saying, and I quote, "In all, the US military and its proxies have been in Haiti for at least 41 years of the last
Mm-hmm.
108 years, always in the name of securing peace,
Mm-hmm.
political stability, and human rights, and never actually succeeding in doing so. Yet the
Exactly.
only lesson Washington seems to have learned in that time has been to outsource as much of the dirty work as possible."
Mm-hmm.
In March, ahead of Joe Biden's visit to Ottawa, Trudeau, the president from Canada, told reporters outside intervention, as we've done it in the past, hasn't worked to create long term stability for Haiti, from the same magazine. Okay? So, my
Mhm.
question is, and the both of you touched upon it, in different ways. How is this any different? How is it any different than what has been done in the past? You
Mm-hmm.
see, and I'm asking that sincerely. It's not, I'm not being rhetoric, I'm not being mischievous. I'm just wondering, how is it any different? Okay,
Sure.
because look at Cuba. Okay, Cuba has been hit with sanctions from America.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mhm.
Because Cuba stood up.
They are the leader.
Cuba
Exactly.
stood up. Love him or hate him, Cuba stood
Mhm.
up and say, ain't going on so.
Mhm.
Okay? Ain't happening in my backyard. And we see
Mm-hmm.
what happened. Do we really think, right? A nation like Haiti that stood up will get any soup or sympathy from America? America, who changed Haiti's constitution so that they
Mm-hmm.
could
Yeah.
buy land?
No, 1915. Yeah, when they invade the country.
Okay? We,
Yeah.
we
Mm-hmm.
really think we really think France, who looted the gold and so many things to go build their effing tower, I mean sorry, the Eiffel
Mm-hmm.
Tower,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We really think that they have Haiti's best interest at heart?
None of
Mm-mm.
them. None of them.
You see what I'm saying?
Over
So
200
Mm-hmm.
years. Never.
look, they can say whatever they want, but the timing of everything looks suspicious to me because you have
Mm-hmm.
America bringing in a bunch of money to the Caribbean because
Hmm.
America is still trying to influence, right, the Caribbean basin. So they're coming with tons of money. You understand what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So of course,
Mm-hmm.
the Caribbean islands are not going to go against America so easily.
Exactly.
Let's
Listen,
call it for what it is. You
Yeah.
I
see?
think
Because
I
if
think
you
I
want,
said it. Mhm.
go ahead.
It's not the Caribbean not going. The population would go because they don't have nothing to lose. That's the same thing you see happening in Haiti. It's the leader they're not going. It's the politician they're not going because they don't want the visa to get canceled because all of them, they have the children and the wife sturdy and living in the States. They can say whatever they want about America, but reality is they're not against the US. Deep inside, they're not. Okay? Probably one or two. That's what I'm saying. This is what's happening now. What's happening now, that's what I said. They need to come with the third options. In the third options now, that's the reason I said, yes, we need a presidential council, not under the prime minister watch. This is
But
it.
who's gonna do that? Who's gonna initiate that third
Who's
that
gonna
that third
initiate
path?
that? Listen, who's gonna initiate that? Who's gonna initiate that? We, and I don't know, honestly, because as I mentioned before, 99% of our, I'm not saying leaders, but our politicians in Haiti, they're so afraid of America for the reason that I just mentioned. Because they know they want to visit the US, they want to go vacation, that's children study, and in the US, no matter what they say, when they meet with the with the embassy ambassador or we meet with the anybody from the US, they have the head down. They can even look at them in the eyes. All of them. Okay? All of them. The only credit that I can give to maybe Guy Philippe or Petit Dessalines, because you can trust them really. Not we, me personally. I think the solution right now could be in those guys' hands. If they're really serious, if they're not coming to do some jobs, and first of all, even when you take Petit Dessalines, this guy, he's looking at the other side. He's more Russia than America. But the third option that I'm talking about, I think this will come from probably a next leader, or it's gonna be a long-term work in a third option. To say, you know what, we need to have a real council before election because everybody need to be on board. But it's unfortunate, Bakary. It's unfortunate since after 1986, we never ever have a real leader for the country. Okay, never. Because if you take Guy Philippe, after Guy Philippe was against Aristide and threw away Aristide, so what exactly the next step? We go back to the same story because history repeats itself. Guy Philippe get Aristide out of the country. Okay, what Guy Philippe did after that? He wasn't powerful enough. Americans took him out. You see what I mean? But we need some leader because we can talk all night, we can talk all day. But at the end of the day, who's gonna really represent us with balls? I can say, I don't see it.
And the thing is, as an outsider looking in,
Mm-hmm.
America has a way of propping up
Mm-hmm.
and giving leaders to people.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. Mm-hmm.
we've seen that. We saw that very clear in Jamaica between Manley and Siaga. We
Mm-hmm.
saw it in other, Caribbean islands also.
Yep.
Um, and the thing is, I am wondering which age group
Mm-hmm.
is resonating with a Guy Philippe. You see, because I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine that maybe there are still some loyalists to Aristide. You see,
Correct.
I
Correct.
would imagine. So how would that work? You understand what I'm saying? Because again, as an outsider looking in, just following
Mm-hmm.
the story,
Mm-hmm.
he was backed by America. And when America grew tired of him, they pulled him out.
That's right. As you
So
say,
who
they
is to say
always.
that who is to
Yeah.
say that
Mm-hmm.
if he gets power, that America wouldn't do that also? You know?
That's my whole point.
So I think it goes beyond just having a leader,
A leader. We need
right?
leaders. Yeah.
I think it has to be as broad as possible.
Yeah.
And I also want to think that it really has to be a grassroots approach. I would imagine that you might have progressive forces on the ground, you
Mm-hmm.
know, whether, again, I'm an outsider looking in, whether it is trade unions, whether it is youth groups, whether it is a churches. I'm just saying that perhaps there needs to be a very deep grassroots approach, to possibly make that call,
Yeah.
possibly
Mm-hmm.
make that call. I think they wanted the churches on the council. The churches say, you know what, sorry, but I can't be part of this. You
Mm-hmm.
see, and they have their reasons, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that but yeah, only the people can decide that. You
Yeah.
understand? Ultimately, it's only the people can decide that, and those of us who are away, can only watch with sometimes anxiety because you're wondering what is going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
that's my
see?
whole point. What's going to
Yeah,
happen
no,
next?
I agree. No,
Let's
no,
say Guy Philippe,
listen.
let's say
I
Guy
agree
Philippe
with that
become the
point.
president. He's not gonna govern the country by himself. He's gonna need
Yeah.
people around him. So who
Of
is going
course.
to choose? So now we're gonna see the same politicians again, the same people who since after 1986. because that you made a good point. You say which demographic that with Guy Philippe.
Support.
So
Yeah.
support Guy Philippe. So
Yeah.
the demographic that's with him, those are anti-Aristide. You see what I mean? It's a generation between the 90s babies, okay, to now. We're talking about people like in the 20s, late 20s, beginning of the 30s. Okay? That's the demographic that's pro Guy Philippe because he was against Aristide. But when you take Aristide generation now, if I don't know because Aristide don't want to be in politics anymore because he's always a billionaire now, he's having fun because the man is well off. But I can guarantee you, if Lavalas had a strong leader, or if Aristide want to create a leader, in a week time he will be as popular as Guy Philippe because Aristide have his followers too. I'm not saying as because when you take you cannot take the old generation with the youth. Maybe I might be wrong there because when I say the 90s to now, it's
It's a big gap.
it's a bigger demographic. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
But we cannot ignore that we have because let me tell you, when you're talking about regime, it takes years to create a regime. Okay? Because when you're talking about regime in Haiti, we're talking about first the baby and the papa doc.
Mm.
Okay? 1957, I think this is the Papa Doc. 1957 to 1986, almost like over 30 years, govern a country. They create one. The only regime we can talk after Papa Doc and Baby Doc is Lavalas.
Mm.
Okay, so the third one was about created was the Tet Kale with Matali. But the two strong regime we can we in all generation, not even our generation, from
Boom.
baby Papa Dog time,
Correct.
57 to now, we only know two regime. And if you look the Lavalas regime, it didn't take 10 years to be created. Aristide was the only president after 1986 was elected by the population, over 60% of the population. I think it was 67 or something, or 61, I don't remember. But he was the democratically elected. And after that, everybody that you can compare to Aristide, they're just trying something. Because when you take Ted Kale with Martelly, he just give us a president. Because no matter what you can say about Jovenel, Jovenel become popular after his death. And when you're talking about a strong regime, you cannot put the Ted Kale regime there. No, they fail. But now, as I mentioned, a guy like Guy Philippe, he's a gentleman. He's trying his thing. He's a smart dude. He knows when to stand up. He knows when to talk. He knows when to stop his thing. But as I mentioned before, you can't tell me you're against Ariel and you call it a revolution. For people who don't study history, when you against one person, you think you win a revolution. No, it's
No,
a
that's not.
revolt. It's a battle. You might win it, but revolution is when you can go against the whole system, like Toussaint Louverture, like Dessalines did. So now, do we have Guy Philippe intention? What exactly coming next? I'm not against him. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't want just blindly and just say just because he's popular now, he's the one.
I just wanted to say to add
Mm-hmm.
to
Go
what
ahead.
you were saying, Jackson, to
Mm-hmm.
throw Ariel down. It's exactly and I'm wondering if you really listen to his speech because it's exactly what you're saying. That's what he's saying. He said Ariel is not even the issue of the country. That's what he's saying. He say Ariel is a puppet. So The people that Guy Philippe want to stay in face to right now is the US, is the colonizers. That's what he's talking about. Is the US, Canada, France. These are the people he's talking to. If you follow his speech, when he's talking, he's not even really directed to Ariel because he sees Ariel as a puppet. That's what he always referred to Ariel as. And I guess one thing that make him even more popular, it's when we see the Dominican Republic president. As soon as he started, and they see he had a lot of people saying that they want him to be president, and he claimed he had give a speech on give a note, a press note, saying that I saw the video where he said it's non-negotiable. We cannot have Guy Philippe as Haiti president. He's a no. His reaction as if he was terrified. And if you see in the US as well, they're all against Guy Philippe being president, and that's something they say that's non-negotiable. It's only the people who want Guy Philippe to be in power, but all the other political parties, the US, France, the DR, they're not for Guy Philippe to be in power. They don't want that at all. So it's not like it's something that they're offering, it's something that they are fighting against. And if you see all the criteria that they have put, it was mainly like targeted Guy Philippe even. I just wanted to add this. To go on another note is something that you mentioned regarding Aristide, and I'm talking as a younger generation, but even because I follow history with Aristide. Aristide was very popular. It's like we have two versions of Aristide. We knew the Aristide before the coup d'etat, who was an Aristide who was for the people, who wanted friends to give like reparations for Haiti and everything. But right now, Aristide is really not popular because, especially to our generation, for sure not. Why would he be popular when you have Aristide, who's the one who stole basically the poor people, like I said, the poor people, the lower class or even the middle class money through this thing called cooperative. The whole gang things even start with Aristide, with something that groups young kids he used to called the cocoratos, things like that. So that's what really reinforced this gang idea. So and even all this chaos that's happening in the country, he never addressed it. He was never concerned by it. He never stand up against Ariel. He has never done anything. Until now, they kick Ariel out. It's like everybody just show up for power, but they never did anything to even protest, to say we are against this. We don't want Ariel in power. They never said nothing. You see the hypocrisy? And now Ariel is not there. We just come and we sit to get the power, but we weren't on the street with the people protesting. We never put a note out. So we have to, and again, we have to be really realistic. And I believe we should see the actions. And that's why I say I'm not going to be blindly going and say Guy Philippe. But so far, his action has proven like what he said he has done. We follow it because I do not know him. I'm just observing. But when it comes to all the other political parties, they washed out. There's not
have a political party, by the way.
It's done. It's really done. Nobody trusts him. Nobody believes him.
That's what I'm saying, Odeline. Guy Philippe don't have a political party.
Exactly. He don't have a political party. He has his people.
He's not a politician. That's what I'm saying. Okay, the man is not a politician. He don't have no political background anyway. So that's exactly what I'm saying. Because I don't want the fact that he's stand up against one guy and say American is puppet, whatever, and now blindly he's supposed to be the president. Because maybe you might say it like kind of softly and all. But when you're looking at the people that desperate, that's exactly what they want if they could. The very next day, no election and just put him there. That's the Haitian mentality. So to go back to the Aristide thing, a regime is not a person. Aristide may not say anything, but a lavalas will remain a lavalas. That's the same thing for the Duvalier regime, the baby duck and the papa duck. Up to this day, we have hardcore Duvalieristes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me
I've heard so.
It's a regime. A regime is not a person, Odeline. When you're talking about Aristide is Aristide, but a lavalas is a Lavalas at heart. There's so many Lavalas out there. Aristide might not say one word. That's why from the very beginning, I said the man is a billionaire. Maybe you don't have to say anything publicly, but a Lavalas remain a Lavalas. I have friends we spent school together that Lavalas inside the heart. Because let me tell you this, the Lavalas regime, this is my generation. You might be the generation of Guy Philippe when he threw away Aristide, or we after, whatever the case may be. But that was the only time in my country, in 1991, when Aristide didn't have to give nobody a dime. Everybody put hands and cleaned their own street. And the Lavalas, the regime, the system, is in those people, is in their heart. It's not Aristide, it's Lavalas. There's a difference between Lavalas and Aristide. You create a system. That's the same thing for Castro. Castro no longer alive, okay? But a Castro is like they're gonna die there. So now when you're talking about Lavalas, Aristide don't have to be popular. Aristide don't have to say one word. But when there's we cannot ignore there's a Lavalas, hardcore Lavalas in Haiti. Not just in Haiti, in the diaspora also, all over the world. That's what I said, create two regimes in Haiti in my existence of what I know. The Baby Doc regime and the Lavalas regime. But now we need somebody, tomorrow I would love to have a Guy Philippe regime, whatever he called it. But you have to have
it's called ideology.
Exactly, ideology, exactly. If tomorrow Guy Philippe come with it, this is my plan, this is what I need for the country, this is where I'm going. Once it's good, I would say, you know what, bro, let's roll. But for now, this is not what it is. For now, it's just a l'euphorie. Oh, give me Guy Philippe. But what's next? Because we don't know what next.
His political party is called Réveil. Because I see you was informed of that. It's called Réveil.
That's his political
party. What does that mean? What does that
mean?
It
means
wake up.
Réveil. It's like an awakening. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the name of his. That's the name of his political party.
Yes. To go back,
is registered in Haiti. You have members in the political party that people know of.
Yes, it's known of. I know about it because
you know two people from the political party.
Okay, hold on. I see where this is going. Because
I need to know because I'm a Haitian too. No. Because I don't know.
No.
I just want to go back to the Lavalas thing because I don't want to talk so much about because you can always go research these things.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Lavalas thing because you point out something. You say the Lavalas is a regime and that Aristide is we're talking about Aristide. Yeah.
Hold on, Jackson. Hold on.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was asking Jackson.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out, I was talking about both Aristide and I was talking about both the regime. Because you know who's you have in representing the Akamontana Fritz, the Fritz guy, he is a Lavalas. And he's the one who robbed Haiti gold and do all these things. It's beautiful, the idea, the nostalgia that we have about Lavalas, but we cannot erase what they have done. They play a big role and what's happening in the country right now, and we're talking about not just the party, not just Aristide. It's you didn't see them. You didn't see the Lavalas out being Lavalas protesting against Harry. You didn't see that, and so yeah, and you could see as well. Ariel had a good alliance with them as well, so they were basically supporting Ariel. So no matter, that's why I say there's no political party right now that is credible, like that they trust, or the regime or what they represent, or the nostalgia that we may have from back in the days. We have to deal with the facts that's happening. We have to deal with the reality, and the people cannot wait. And it's a great thing that Jackson was saying we need new leaders. Of course we would like new leaders, but where are these new leaders? Are we just gonna stay here and say new leaders while people are dying? We have to see what could, like we say, we have two evil. We can put it like an evil like that because we know the gangs are fighting Ariel. The gangs are not evil. That's why I have to say it like that. But we have to do what best for the country, and what best of the country is not necessarily we say that the gang's gonna lead, because you could see right now the gangs are just doing what they are doing. And I believe at the end of the day, what the people want, because the political parties are corrupt, it has to go with what the people want. We have to go with the voice of the people. We have to go with the choice of the people, because the people the political parties who want to represent us, they are not fit to do it, because they are a bunch of corrupt. They are puppets. We know all the words. None of them, not one. So that's the reality we have to deal with right now. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah.
Okay, and what I would say is, there's a Haitian proverb that I always remember, and I always apply it to politics, right? And it goes that the axe forgets, but the tree remembers. Okay, that's one. The other proverb goes, when the trees saw the axe coming, the trees said, he is one of us. Okay? I say that to say that sometimes not everyone that looks like us, and this is across the board,
Yes,
and I would apply the same thing on St. Martin also. 'Cause that's just what it is. They might look like us, but sometimes they don't have our best intentions. They might be saying things that we want to hear at the time because they understand the psychology of the people.
That's right.
They know how to work that. Politicians in Trinidad, politicians in Belize, politicians in Santo Domingo, Haiti, St. Martin, Sabre, wherever. They understand the psychology. Yeah, I would just hope that whatever decision my brothers and sisters in Haiti makes, that they will hold whomever accountable.
Exactly.
You understand? And not give them a pass because we went to school together, because I'm in love with the party, because we're related, that you just hold them accountable, because the more turmoil there is, it is an invitation for the imperialists to come in and continue to loot and pillage and extract natural mineral resources. Okay? That's my biggest concern. That while we are busy fighting each other, right? They are coming in and scraping and going with the wealth. That is my biggest concern. Okay? Sometimes you just need a crook to deal with a crook. I understand those things. I really do. I understand. Sometimes you need a bully to deal with a bully. I understand these things. You see? But don't be a bully. Don't be a bully for me. And then when another bully comes, you're talking about peace and love and dialogue. I want that same energy. You see what I'm saying? I want that same energy. So that is what, as an outsider looking in with an interest in what's happening, because number one, I said it in our first program, and I'll say it again, had it not been for Haiti, had it not been for the African Revolution in Haiti, right, our liberation would have taken 200 years longer.
Yeah.
Right? And the second point I want to introduce is that what we are seeing happening in Haiti is literally a public lynching. The same thing they did to the enslaved Africans, where one rebelled, we whipped them, we chained them, we tar heeled them, is what is happening now.
Thank you.
Okay? We have to be mindful of that. So whomever goes into office must have a sound understanding of our story. They must. Because to go in there with and not be informed, right? You may be intentionally, unintentionally working in the interest of the imperialist. You understand? That's my biggest fear. And thirdly, we need peace and security in Haiti because Haiti deserves it. And from a regional perspective, it will spill over. It will spill over. Okay? Because guess what? If the guns can reach Port-au-Prince, it can reach Great Bay. It can reach Port of Spain. It can
Yes.
reach Roseau. Okay? We think our brothers are going to stay in Haiti. They are going to move. You understand? In search of better living conditions and so. And what do we see the Caribbean nations doing? They're strengthening their borders. Okay? They
Yes,
are
sir.
strengthening their borders. CARICOM just had a big meeting. Oh, we love Haiti. Oh gosh, where Odeline gone? Odeline gone now.
maybe your computer, laptop, maybe the
I
charger,
hope the battery didn't die,
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so it's so weird, these contradictions, my brother. They talk
Yeah,
about, we
yeah.
want to help Haiti and so forth. But America is considering to place Haitian migrants at Guantanamo Bay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but you love Haitians so much, you want to help. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we know based on international law, a country should not deport migrants to their host country if there's turmoil and economic crisis where their life could be placed in danger. But they're still doing it.
Or you should strengthen your border, but if they're already there, there's a why deporting them?
You see? So again, it makes
was
you
convenient
wonder.
for them. Look, no, the Biden program. So now they bring them in. You understand what I mean? It's convenient for them.
Exactly. You see, so and they're serious because there's another report that talks about remittances. We know our brothers and sisters when they go to America. Of course, you always have those who integrate and those who don't integrate. We understand those conversations, but those who go there with the intention to work, save, the amount of money that they send home, plays a big role in the country's economic development.
Yes.
You see, so if you really want to help, then really help them. Okay, the people of Haiti, just like any other proud African civilization, don't want aid. They don't want handouts. They want to be able to be self-determining by any means necessary. You see, but there is a plan for Haiti to become the Taiwan of the Caribbean.
Definitely.
A source of cheap labor and a source of cheap raw materials.
Yeah.
And a playground to be a playground for the rich and famous. That is the plan. Well, rather, that's one of the plans.
One of the plans.
That's one of the plans.
That was mentioned. I understand in our situation, we need a leader. We need somebody that can stand up and fight the imperial system. But at the same time, we're not looking for somebody to come like not a fighter. Of course, we need a revolution. We need something to happen. But it's unfortunate, as I said, to go back to what I was saying, to a conclusion of my the debate. I'm not at any shape or form against Guy Philippe. Not at all. But I want to know where he's going.
Yes.
What is needed. Because you cannot tell me you form a political party 2 months after you coming out of jail. Whatever the name you give it, and you have people with you as a politicians or a part of your political party. So that show me that you're going in all this fight, and in no time you already have a political party.
And next to that, because now that you mentioned it, this question came to mind now, and this is something I would have to go and investigate. But if the country is in turmoil, Public services, I imagine, is suspended.
Suspended. Yeah.
Key institutions are probably not functioning.
Not function. Yeah.
So how do you form a political
A
party? Is
political
it,
party in the middle of
yeah,
all this.
if all of that is suspended? I need to find out how that is done.
That's
It
my
just
question.
raises a question. It just raises a
Yeah,
question in my mind.
that's my whole question. And again, why in the middle of all this is when you want to create a political party. Why you can, if you are one man stand, I will put more trust in you if you do the fight. After the fight, you have a political party. I'm like, well, you deserve.
Hello.
Welcome back, man.
I don't know what happened to my laptop, but guess what? I managed to log in through my phone.
No kidding.
Yeah, finally.
All right, all right. Yeah. So just before you came in, we was talking about the political party, of Mr. Philip. And the question I have, and again, as I mentioned earlier, I would have to do more research into it. But maybe you can help me out, right? He forms a political party, but according to the information that I have seen thus far, most of the institutions are not functioning, right? They are not functioning. I would imagine public services is on a halt. Nothing is happening. How do you form a political party in those conditions and so quickly?
I wouldn't like what I believe happened because that's why I say we could delve more with that. I don't want to give you any
Okay.
information that
Okay.
but what I would say, it seems as if these were existing parties and it's just now become,
Oh,
you know, yeah, because of the situation, because apparently it was already there. So it seems like he's just become part of the party now, and then, because he have the popularity, so he becomes
Oh, he
and
joined.
the
this is the
leader.
and,
He
and
joined a
this is the
party. I
petit.
understand.
So this is the Petit Dessalines you're talking about that he
No,
joined.
no, no. Philip.
No, it's not Petit
Oh,
Dessalines. It's
okay,
not
okay.
Petit Dessalines because Petit Dessalines he formed an alliance with Petit Dessalines, but
Oh,
Petit
okay.
Dessalines now went. He said he had order from Russia, which was a lie because Russia put a note to say he was lying. That he was supposed to get inside the presidential council. But again, although you two were following him, they feel very much betrayed, and I guess his political career just finished. But I guess at this point they don't really care because they know even if they finish, if the US want them, they'll still be there. So the voice of the
Okay.
people don't really matter. Yeah. So just to answer to the political thing. But the thing is, as Jackson was saying, Guy Philippe is actually offering as well for all the parties to come together, but they will never join him. Exactly. So they want to, they want to do their own thing. They basically, they don't want him because he's not his speech and dialogue doesn't fit because Guy Philippe is talking about a revolution. He wants the system to change. That's what he's preaching. But those political parties, they just wanted because Ariel is not there. They just want to still have the same thing that always happening, just so they just fighting to have power, to make their money and get rich. That's basically
And
what it
that
is.
is critical.
Yeah.
That is critical. I'm happy. I'm happy you pulled that out because that's a similar train of thought that I
Hmm.
had. It's just about power.
Yeah.
No significant change. It's just a change of the players. Keep the system in place.
Exactly.
Unfortunately,
The name of Jean Philippe, I'm sorry, Jean Philippe, Guy Philippe political party name Réveil. That's what you said?
Yeah.
That's the name. Okay.
all right.
Check
Well,
on
That's
it.
all.
folks, we've been here 2 hours. Can you believe it?
Yes.
We are passionate, I guess.
Listen,
But
listen. I
I
have
was, I was
learned.
off. I was off for a good 30 minutes in
Yeah,
that
but
2 hours.
you make up, you make up time, you make up the time, right? Listen, I loved
Yeah.
it because of this discussion. I need to go and revisit some of the text of the different leaders to get a better idea of what their contributions were, to be more informed. I love this particular discussion. What I love most of all was that we that we didn't only look at the role that external forces are playing, but we also try to keep it local to see and examine and assess, what is being offered locally and some of the shortcomings of those who were in office before. So I like that, you understand, because it's an honest conversation. And guess what? We all might not agree. And I can say there's a lot of things that was said I don't agree only because of my lack of knowledge. Okay, and I have to point that out. I might disagree only because of what I do not know. All right. So I'm humble enough to say that. But I love the conversation. I don't know. I might have to get you guys to be on here once a month to discuss, ongoing issues. You see, because there was a day Odeline, I think I was harassing you. There was a
Yeah.
conversation. There was a conversation on the local radio station. I know they was talking about Haiti. I know they were talking about the developments. I could not understand. So I sent a SOS to Odeline asking her to translate.
Oh, I remember that. No, I
Right?
saw
You
it.
see?
I saw it.
Because I think the more discussions we have is good, especially for the non-Creole speakers, to understand what's going on and to be engaged, because ultimately we are going to need everyone's attention with regards to what's happening on the island, because what happens in Haiti will affect us regionally and
Very
around
yes.
the world. We cannot underestimate that. You see, because look at the mineral iridium that they are extracting produces spark plugs for your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like in Congo with the cobalt, it's needed for your laptop and your pretty cell phones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's happening there is going to impact us here. You see? So the reason why we can enjoy some products at affordable prices is because of the exploitation and the looting that takes place on the other side of the Caribbean Sea or the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We cannot underestimate that, because it is one system. It is one system. You see, whether the system speaks French, Spanish, Dutch, English, right? Portuguese, it's one system. You see? So I really want to thank you all for your time, for your information, for your passion, for your insight. I think I'm the biggest beneficiary right now, because as I said, I need to go and dig into the files and learn the good and the indifferent of the various leaders them, because we all have imperfections. You see, we all have them. Okay, but it's just a matter of understanding those imperfections so that we can reduce their reoccurrence, in the future. That's what it's about. That's what it's about for me. So I would like to ask you all to give some closing remarks, and then of course we'll close the show. So Odeline, let's start with you, then we go to Jackson.
Ladies first, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a pleasure, to have this discussion, to exchange, to hear. That's why I wanted Jackson to be here, because I know we will most likely have different opinions, and I think it's good so people
It's
can hear
healthy.
both sides. And it's very important to hear both voices, to hear how each generation feel, how my generation feel. Yes. All that to say as a remark, and at the end of the day, I agree with Jackson on the fact like we want a third solution, because we would like something that unify everybody. That would be the ideal thing. But unfortunately, we don't have that third thing. And that's why we have to again, like I was saying, that's why create this divide at times, and even within our nations. Um, all I can say, I just hope the best for Haiti. I just hope God put His hand in all of it, and then because we just it's really tough being Haitian, be super Haitian, even in the Caribbean island, to see what's going on in Haiti. It's really saddening. It's like I said, I think every Haitian person have a piece of their heart broken, because it's really sad. If you really follow in the news and you see, sometimes I try not to listen because it's so difficult. So it's keep Haiti in your prayers, and and try in the Caribbean, in the CARICOM and Caribbean brothers and sisters, just support Haiti however you can, and everything that you see that can help, you support it. If you see it's against it, and just be brutally honest and not support it, because if it happened to Haiti, can happen to all of us. And it's not just even about Haiti; it's about Black people. That's another discussion
That's right. That's
for
right.
another day. So we, and I believe, Jackson, you, all of us, we have Haiti best interests at heart, and then that's what we hoping for, the best, because it's really tough right now. Honestly, it's really complicated. Yeah, we're just observing at this point.
Thank you. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Thank you so much. Jackson.
I think Odeline said it all. You know what I mean? So exactly the same train of thought, because what is really matter for us is our country, is Haiti. We have the same interest, is to see tomorrow Haiti could go forward. And that's I said, that's all I can say. Nothing to add after what Odin said, because that was a very healthy conversation. And even though it's clearly I can see Odilin, she's a wake up, she's a rebel, but
Absolutely. I
okay,
got to go with
You had
I'm
to
just
you
doing
had to go there.
but,
You had to go there.
but me, I can tell you, Bakari, I don't trust none of them. None. From 1986, I'm telling you, I'm 40 plus, man. From 1986 to now, understand my frustration. I don't trust none of them.
Hmm.
You know, so but it's unfortunate you don't really have a leader to trust in your own country. And that's the reason I say we need to come with a third option. Maybe
Yeah.
the third option might be Odeline, might be me, might be you. It's everybody. You know,
Yeah.
as you say, Haiti's problem is not Haiti's problem only. It's the whole Caribbean, it's the
Correct.
black people, you know. So as already said, we need support from all, not just financial support, you know, but what you're doing right now is one of the support when we don't have yeah, some people, sometimes we have some debate in Creole, but some English people and speaking person can understand what's going on. Really,
Yeah.
thank you for your help to bring this topic up, and people can understand to know exactly what's going on in Haiti. So it's unfortunate, but we hope one day we will find a true leader. We're not gonna only have puppet that's only working for Americans. Can work with their heads down just for a visa. It's
Mm.
unfortunate, you know. We will love one day, and I can understand them. They would love to go vacation. They will go because for them, it's not if it's not a part of this, they feel like they're left out. But it's
Mm.
unfortunate. We need some great leaders, and I hope Guy Philippe will be the next one. I hope we find more leaders like him or people who have Haitian interest at heart. That's what we wish one day, man. You know. So thank you for having us, and to have not just me and Odeline, to have you with C tonight, the United Nations Council, and we shall go down night and a good shout out to other members from the UHC, from Prince Junior, Neil, Odeline, Gigi, Elvina, all of us. We're doing that
Fritz.
job. Fritz, I mentioned Fritz. I'm going by him right now because I have to go and
He's
pick up
gonna
my.
be watching afterwards for sure. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to pick up my daughter. They have the testing
Excellent.
up there at 978. And yeah, so as I said, you will see there trying to do what we need. And tomorrow, by the way, we have the Easter at the Emilio spot.
Okay.
So
Nelly, say we
yeah,
saying hi to Nelly.
yeah. Oh my God, we have a
Yeah.
Nelly, my brother. I mean, it's a big plus for the
Yeah.
association, Nelly.
Okay.
So you know Nelly and from PFP.
Yes,
Nelly,
yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah, he's a part of the association. So
Okay, great,
yeah,
great.
join us. Yes, I was about to say we're going up. We're growing up. Not
Indeed, 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 indeed,
Oh my
indeed.
gosh.
Nice one. Nice.
uh,
All right.
again, Bagger, thanks for having us, brother.
My pleasure. And as I said again, I will definitely be knocking on your doors again, for critical updates and discussions, to share your information and, of course, share your passion,
Yeah,
with
man.
our viewers, and of
Mhm.
course to continue raising awareness as to what's happening on the beautiful country of Haiti.
Yeah, man.
I also want to thank everybody for tuning in, and of course, tomorrow evening, 7 p.m., Mindful Elevation is having a great discussion about domestic violence and reparatory justice. That's at 7 p.m. And you can find that on the Facebook page at mindful.elevation.caribbean. That's on Facebook with Dr. Ramonda Hansa and her guest. And of course, if you are not too busy, not too tired from the fetting on Saturday, 9 a.m., Unity and Solidarity will be back. We're having a great, great discussion about Russia's influence in Africa. And we have a very young, talented, and energetic brethren from the beautiful country of Uganda who's going to be sharing his thoughts with us on that matter. So tell a friend, tune in. And of course, we look forward to welcoming everyone. So from all of us here at Unity and Solidarity, I leave you in the words of the most honorable, right and excellent Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Up, you mighty people, you can accomplish what you will. One God, one aim, one destiny. Take care, all the best, and we'll come back to you very, very soon.
Mhm. All right.